Let us have our three mantra from our dear Sandra. Hola, Sandra.
Buen día, vamos a empezar el trimantra con Sandra.
Hola, Shuddha.
Bom dia.
Buen día. Qué lindo es escucharlo hablar en español. Namo Vitragaya, Namo Arihantanam, Namo Sitanam, Namo Ayareyanam, Namo Vazayanam, Namo Loe Sava Sahunam, Eso Panchanamukaro Savapa Vapanashano Mangalanam Shasavesim Padaman Havai Mangalam
So,
¿qué pasó? Namo Ayareyanam, Namo Vazayanam, Namo Loe Sava Sahunam, Eso Panchanamukaro Savapa Vapanashano Mangalanam Shasavesim Padaman Havai Mangalam Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namah Shivaya Jai Satchitanand Namo Vitragaya Namo Arihantanam Namo Siddhanam Namo Ayareyanam Namo Vazayanam Namo Loe Sava Sahunam Eso Panchanamukaro Savapa Vapanashano Mangalanam Shasavezim Padaman Havai Mangalam Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namah Shivaya Jai Satchitanand Jai Satchitanand Jai Satchitanand
beautiful.
Jai Satchitanand
Jai Satchitanand.
Jai Satchitanand.
Jai Sachitananda.
Yeah. You see
Jai
here?
Sachitananda.
All right. Okay. One more thing. Let me just, I see that my iPad from which I read has got low battery. So let me fix that. Huh? Be right back.
Yes. Ahora viene. Va a arreglar su iPad, de donde lee las palabras de verdad.
All right. So, okay. So, with that beautiful beginning of the three mantra in our satsang, we begin our 15th session. 15th session of Purnatva. Purnatva means absolute self state. Absolute self state.
Con este hermoso trimantra comenzamos nuestra sesión número 15 de Purnatva, que es el estado del ser absoluto.
Purna means full, tva means the state of fullness of the self, state of completion of the self, state of completion of the self.
Yes. Puna, tua, puna es completo, y tua es estado, y es la completitud del ser.
Yeah, before our, it looks like our dear Patricia is definitely going to learn Gujarati. Yeah, no, but yeah, I understand. These are new words. So, one more thing missing in the beginning of the satsang. Let me get that, and then we'll continue.
Yes. Ahora va a buscar dónde terminamos.
Okay. Here we go. I just came across a sentence from the words of our Dadashri, dearest Dada. And Dadashri spoke on the 14th of September, 1973. September 14, 1973. And he said, વિષયો સાંભળવાનો બંધ થાય પછી પરમાનંદનો હિસાબ નહીં રહે. વિષયો સાંભળવાનું બંધ થાય પછી પરમાનંદનો હિસાબ નહીં રહે. What he's saying is, when inside your memory, all the objects of pleasure, anything that gives you pleasure, when it stops, when you stop getting reminded of all that is very, very pleasure inducing, then there will be infinite bliss within.
Estas son palabras de Dadashri que habló el 14 de noviembre de 1973. Y dice, cuando dentro de la memoria dejan de aparecer los objetos de placer, cuando dejas de recordar todo aquello que tiene que ver con el placer, entonces habrá dicha infinita en tu interior.
Pleasure. And I want to correct that because it's such a beautiful sentence. વિષયો સાંભળવાનું બંધ થાય પછી પરમાનંદનો હિસાબ નહીં રહે. When the remembrance, you see, when the remembrance, you are not remembering, but it comes inside your memory, you know. We don't say, I remember this and I remember this. Automatically, it comes inside your memory. Something comes to you that is pleasant, you see. So, when the remembrance of Vishayo, that which leads to pleasure, stops, then there will be boundless bliss of the Paramanand. Then there will be boundless bliss of, there will be boundless absolute bliss. Absolute bliss. This is the exact sentence that I just posted, you know. This is magnificent. This sentence is really magnificent because that is exactly how it is. Okay.
Estas hermosas palabras de Dadashri nos traen, y dice que las cosas vienen a tu memoria, no es que yo recuerdo estas cosas que me atan al placer, ¿no? Como que vienen sola. Entonces estos pensamientos de placer cuando se liberan, entonces habrá absoluta dicha. Y esto es porque así es.
Yes, and our dear Marcella has already translated this perfect sentence. This sentence is perfect. This sentence, slowly we experience in our life, after this magnificent awakening in the Gnani to the self. Awakening in the Gnani to the self. That means I am Amapura. When this, since we have awakened, since we have come to this self, Amapura experience, you know, slowly, day by day, week by week, month by month, we realize that which used to pull us away from ourselves into this thing and this thing and this human being and this human being, you see, and this type of pleasure from a thing or from a human being, whether it be you want his company, her company, or you want sex, anything that is associated with pleasure, is the remembrance of it, it is slowly but definitely coming to an end. It is coming to an end.
Yes. Estas perfectas palabras de Dada, ¿no? Tienen que ver con la experiencia, con lo que experimentamos en el Nandidi, que despertamos al ser, a la experiencia de que yo soy alma pura. Y cuando llegamos a esta experiencia del alma pura, vamos viendo como día a día, mes a mes, vemos como las cosas que nos atraen, las situaciones que nos atraen, el sexo, todas las cosas que tienen que ver con lo placentero, lentamente van llegando a su fin.
Okay, so remind me what page we were in the last time in Gujarati. But if not, if you can't, I will look it
I
up.
was looking for that.
Okay, don't worry.
And I didn't find it.
Okay,
Yes.
I will look it up in my notes. Okay.
29 maybe.
That sounds right.
We
Page
went
29. You're right. Page 29. So let me go there. Because as it is right now, I'm sharing this all over the world. I'm sharing it with the Germans, with even the Gujarati Mahatmas, with whom I have now, I'm involved in some satsang with them.
maybe the last was Saiyam.
Oh yes, yes, Saiyam.
Saiyam, yes,
Yeah, right.
we've done that.
Yeah, that's a beautiful. In other words, in the Saiyam, you see, so I go in the same, sharing the same thing in different groups at different levels. In other words, some started late, you see, and some started early. You're the first one, so you're always ahead of everyone. So you means the Spanish Mahatmas. All right, so we in Dadashri's, that heading was when the where separation prevails, there is Saiyam, you see. Where separation prevails, there is Saiyam.
Cuando el título que estuvimos viendo es cuando prevalece la separación, eso es Saiyam. Y esto, bueno, lo estaba buscando porque nosotros vamos adelante, empezó a compartirlo primero con nosotros y lo está compartiendo con los portugueses, alemanes, inclusive con los Gujarati.
Yeah, so where separation prevails. Each word is very, very important. There is Saiyam. In other words, this separation that has happened between us and between us and this Prakriti, between us and this discharging Pudgal, it was very active earlier in life. Then we got the Gnani, and now it discharges. It is a pure discharge. So where separation prevails, there is Saiyam. And we spoke a lot, a significant amount on Saiyam last time. Yes?
Cuando prevalece la separación hay Saiyam. Y esto sucedió cuando nosotros, nos volvimos el yo y el Prakruti separado, o la descarga del Pudgal. Ahora todo es pura descarga.
And then there is another important sentence. which was the last part of the last satsang, where separation happens. When separation happens, a difference of opinion happens. You see, now both separation happens, and then the opinion of this one and this one become separate. So both happen. The separation happens and the difference in opinion also happens. There is no doer. There is no one saying, oh, my opinion is separate or my opinion is different. It's simply, the opinion is simply there. The opinion is simply there.
Yes. Otra razón importante que estuvimos viendo es cuando sucede la separación, la diferencia de las opiniones suceden. Entonces, cuando sucede la separación, las opiniones también son diferentes. Sucede la diferencia de opiniones.
And the next
Y las
heading,
opiniones, y las opiniones siempre están.
and the Saiyam is maintained by Vignan. This is the next heading now. You see, now the word Vignan comes in. Vignan. We all, heard so much about Vignan, but we will continue to learn more about this Vignan, this science that is the self. The science that is the self.
Saiyam es mantenido por Vignan, y Vignan es la ciencia que es el ser.
So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines only Dada speaking. There is no questioner in this. And let us now, with the grace of Dada within us all, absorb each and every word that Dadashri is giving to us, you see, in this next one, okay?
Estas oraciones que vienen, vamos a pedir que puedan ser absorbidas en nuestro interior.
I'm just going to say it in Gujarati because it's important. Je dosh ubo thai, e dosh potane game nahi. Enu naam Saiyam kehvaye. The fault that arises, the fault that arises when the self does not like that fault, then that is Saiyam. That is called Saiyam.
Yes. La falta que surge cuando al ser no le gusta, cuando al ser no le gusta esa falta que surge, eso es Saiyam.
So, again, Dadashri is essentially, there are two sentences along this line. Je dosh ubo thaite potane gamene. Potane means, remember we talked about the same one who before he used to say, so I'm Carlos. Now he says, no, I am Amapura. So that one who has shifted from I'm Carlos to I am Amapura, that one says, oh, no, I don't like this fault that is arising, fault arising. I don't like it. So that is Saiyam.
Putane antes era yo soy Carlos, ahora fue elevado después del Nan a yo soy alma pura. Y este que fue elevado, cuando surge la falta, no le gusta.
Okay.
No le gusta la
Now,
falta que surge.
okay. Then Dadashri says, the fault, dosh ubo થાય એમાં પોતે તન્માયાકાર ના થાય એનું નામ સંયમ કહેવાય. Now the second sentence. When the fault arises, okay, when the fault arises, these four, when the fault arises, pote, I, Amapura, does not get involved in it, does not get involved in it. Tanmayakar, I do not become tanmayakar in it. That is called Saiyam.
Yes. Cuando la falta surge, pote, yo soy alma pura, no se involucra, tan mayakar, no se involucra.
That is Saiyam. So these are two, two subtle definitions. Yeah, first is, in the last satsang, we told you, it just, you don't simply like it. That means you're separate. You see, whatever happens, say Luz becomes angry, Luz becomes upset, whatever happens to Luz, in that, when you do not get involved in it, it is called Saiyam, or you do not like it, it is also Saiyam. You see, this is important. You do not like it. One, you do not like it. And number two, obviously, when you don't like anything in life, anything, you're not going to get involved in it, It is naturally. You're not going to put your foot in dirty mud. If the mud is dirty and you're walking around, you're not going to deliberately put your foot in mud, are you? Wet mud?
Lo que suceda, por ejemplo, Luz se enoja o se molesta, pero eso le pasa a Luz. Y de su ser no le gusta eso. Entonces no se involucra. No, lo ve, lo observa. Es lo mismo que haya barro sucio. Vos no vas a poner los pies en el barro.
Yes, and then the third sentence Dadashri says is, this is indeed the real Saiyam. This indeed is the real Saiyam. You want to talk about Saiyam? There is a whole spectrum of the range of Saiyam. No sex. No, I'm not going to do sex or anything. I'm not going to look at a woman. I'm not going to look at a man with, from there all the way to here, this final Saiyam is you. This is all Saiyam. But, this is doing it. And this is where you are, you see, in Vignan, in Gnanvidhi. So it's a whole spectrum of Saiyam. No sex, no kashais. No sexuality. I'm sure I correct myself. No sexuality, no kashais.
Yes, I was thinking in that.
Yeah, yes, right.
Dadashri dice que esto es el real Saiyam, ¿no? Y tiene un gran espectro. Es por un lado voy a decir no voy a ir por el sexo, no voy a mirar a un hombre, sino como todo el gran espectro. Y eso tiene que ver con el hacer. Entonces dice, si no hay sexualidad, no hay kashais.
Yeah. I see now the next sentence is, on one side, he is doing gusso. In other words, he is doing gusso. Now he is not doing, he's not doing, remember now, this is the exact words. On one side, kashai, less violence, less anger, and on the other side, On the other side, he is repenting. The same one, he is repenting because there are two in us now. After Gnanvidhi, there are two in us. One is what file one does, and one is what is happening to Amapura. You see, two things are happening.
Por un lado hace gusto, ¿no? No hace. Por ejemplo, surge, por un lado está la ira y por el otro lado se arrepiente. Esto es porque ahora en nosotros hay dos. Está el archivo 1, que es el que hace, y está el alma pura que conoce y observa y se arrepiente. No le gusta.
And so Dadashri says, therefore, the one who is regretting, repenting, is Saiyami. Saiyami means you are in Saiyam. Saiyami, Saiyami. Anger, angry. Anger is anger, but angry means, you become angry. So Saiyami, you see. And Dadashri says the one who does gusso, that's different. It's a different thing, you see.
Yes. Dada dice que para el que se arrepiente, Saiyami es Saiyami. Y eso quiere decir que estás en Saiyam. El que hace uso es diferente.
Right. And so, એટલે આ તો કાયમનો સંયમ. And therefore, this, not only this, Dadashri says, that means this is Saiyam that is eternal Saiyam. This Saiyam is now forever. This Saiyam that Dada has described it in so many ways here is continuous, isn't it? It's continuous inside.
Este Saiyam que es eterno, este Saiyam que Dada nos describe de tantas maneras, es eterno y es continuo. Y es continuo adentro.
કાયમનો સંયમ છે. આપણું આ વિજ્ઞાન નિરંતરનો સંયમ વાળું છે. ઓહો દાદા. I love you, Dada. So beautiful. Dadashri says this Vignan of ours is one of continuous Saiyam. Is of continuous Saiyam. See? This Vignan of ours.
Este Vignan de nosotros es un continuo Saiyam.
Is with continuous Saiyam. See, amazing, what an amazing thing, what an amazing event has happened to all of us, my dear friends. Continuous Saiyam. Continuous Saiyam. The state of Lord Buddha, the state of Lord Mahavir, the state of Lord Krishna, the state of Lord Jesus inside, continuously. You see? Continuously.
Este estado, este Vignan en nosotros es un continuo Saiyam. Es un estado de Lord Mahavir, de Krishna, de Jesús, que está en nosotros continuamente.
Lord Buddha too.
Y Buddha también.
So that's the end of this heading, and વિજ્ઞાન રખાવે સંયમી, જે દોષ ઊભો થાય એ દોષ પોતાને ગમે નહીં, એનું નામ સંયમ કહેવાય. દોષ ઊભો થાય એમાં પોતે તન્મયાકાર ના થાય, એનું નામ સંયમ કહેવાય. ખરો સંયમ જ આ કહેવાય. એક બાજુ ગુસ્સો થયા કરતો હોય અને એ બાજુ પોતે ખેદ કર્યા કરતો હોય, તો ખેદ કરનાર સંયમી છે અને ગુસ્સો કરનાર એ જુદી વસ્તુ છે. એટલે આ તો કાયમનો સંયમ, કાયમ આપણું આ વિજ્ઞાન નિરંતર સંયમ વાળું છે. It was so beautiful that I had to recite it in, say it in Gujarati, excuse me. This is...
Saiyam es un estado que está ausente de ira, orgullo. Me lo sacaron. Sorry.
You know, now and then sometimes I get these magnificent words of dadas, one after the other, you know, so then sentences that, you know, you do not know which one to hold and which one to keep, which pearls to pick up for the necklace that goes around you for your liberation, you see.
Estas palabras son tan bellas, y no sabemos cuál llevar como un collar para que nos acompañe y nos lleve a la liberación.
These words are original words. There is no owner of these words, you see. Akram Vignan and his presence is being experienced here for within all of us, and this is also a phenomenon, a fantastic phenomenon by itself. You know, what is happening within each one of us, my friends, cannot be described. You know, somebody might ask you, tell me what's happening to you. You know, you can only describe what is happening to Shuddha, to Luz. How can you explain what is happening to her man or Gonzalo inside? You know, but we know one thing, that whenever there is any kind of violence that happens in this world of file 1, we do not like it. You see? By the time that violence affects the other person, it is too late. But you know, even just a little bit arising inside, you, Amapura, doesn't like it.
Como estas palabras son originales de Dada, ¿no? Y el Akram Vignan es una experiencia en todos nosotros. Y es fenomenal y no se puede describir, es fenomenal por sí solo, y lo que sucede dentro de nosotros es indescriptible. No se puede explicar lo que sucede por dentro. Y podemos ver cualquier violencia en el mundo y no nos va a gustar. Y cuando la violencia surge en nosotros, tampoco nos gusta.
Yes. All right. Everybody absolutely convinced of this, or anybody has any questions about this?
¿Está todo el mundo convencido de esto? ¿Tienen alguna pregunta?
Or even if they want. Yes.
Yo tengo una pregunta, Patri.
Yes, dale, sí digo.
Lo que no me queda claro es, a ver, Sandra entendía que cuando digo me gusta o no me gusta es del ego. Entonces, entendí recién que al ser le gusta o no le gusta, y eso me confundió. ¿El ser tiene sentido de que le guste o no le guste? es el alma
Perfecto.
pura el que dice le gusta o no le gusta.
Sí, sí, sí.
¿Se entiende?
Perfecto, perfecto. Gracias. Sandra is confused about, she thought that I like or I dislike was from the ego. Now she's confused because the self says, I don't like violence.
Yes, let me see if we covered that in the last time.
Yes, yes, you covered.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, right.
You
But
said,
yes,
let's
yeah.
take, I don't like, you said.
Yeah, right. And you know, it's the other's words. So this, my dear Sandra, this talk, this satsang is above the ego. It is at the level of the Amapura. And this Amapura, the one who is to say, I am Sandra, this is happening to me, I like it, I do not like it, has been separated and you, the real I, have come into the real I, you see. It was because of wrong belief that you used to say, I am Sandra. And the moment you say, I am Sandra, then automatically, I like it or I do not like it rise, you see. So, okay, go on, try, say that, but then we come to next part.
Yes. Esto sí, Sandra, habla del ego, pero cuando tú dices, yo soy Sandra, dices me gusta o no me gusta, pero esto fue separado. El ser real, el ser relativo, el ser real, el real yo fue separada. Pero cuando dices yo soy Sandra, inmediatamente ahí está el ego diciendo me gusta y no me gusta.
Yeah, see, you see, the ego, we all accept, has like and dislike, you see. I am Sandra, I'm Shuddha, automatically we are in the world of like and dislike. Now, Amapura, that Amapura has only this dislike with reference to the entire world. It's moving away from this world and it is moving towards full Amapura, you see. This one who is the baby Amapura is trying to become the big Amapura. So the baby Amapura says, no, I don't like all of this. I do not like what is happening. I do not like what is happening, you see. So the dislike is towards anything that is not of the self, Ama. You see, the dislike is, that is a very, so initially, we were always the self, you see, but we entered into these things because we were ignorant, you see. Now that we have come home, the knowledge itself pulls us towards Ama, you see. I've given you a very high-level explanation, but your answer is coming in the next explanation, okay?
Ahora el alma pura solo tiene el no me gusta como una referencia al mundo entero, porque se está moviendo al alma pura. Empezamos, siempre fuimos almas puras, ¿no? Y con la separación, este bebé de alma pura no le gusta lo que sucede. Cualquier cosa que no ¿qué es lo que no le gusta? Cualquier cosa que no sea del alma pura. Siempre, siempre somos el ser y cuando entramos y entramos por ignorancia en el mundo, pero ahora somos alma pura y la respuesta va a continuar ahora con lo que va a seguir hablando Shuddha.
And now your question is, you're right. Amapura, real Amapura, has no preference, no like, no discharge. Real Amapura means total Amapura, the original, main Amapura, is neither liking nor disliking, zero opinion, okay? Real Amapura, no like and no discharge, no like. But it's like the sun. The sun doesn't care whether you raise beautiful fruits and vegetables and food in Argentina to help other people, or whether you pick up guns and kill each other, you see. The sun has no opinion. And that is the real Amapura, full Amapura. But there is one other quality of Amapura, and that it is associated with continuous bliss. And where there is Amapura, there is no pain at all. Where Amapura is, there is no pain whatsoever. Even any kind of pain comes, it vanishes. It's like fire cannot burn ice. No amount of fire can burn ice, you see. The fire will stop in front of ice. So, and that is why after the awakening into the Amapura, when we see any kind of pain arises, hurt to us inside or others, we do not like it, you see, because the Amapura by nature is blissful. We do not like it. We do not like any kind of pain happening inside or outside,
Yes. A ver, estás cuando el alma pura no tiene me gusta o no me gusta, porque son las opiniones, en el mundo hay opiniones, pero el me gusta o el no, por ejemplo, el sol, no le importa si le gusta o no le gusta, y no le importa, y solo da su luz, y da su luz para que haya frutas y verduras y para que la gente se alimente, y también le da su luz a aquel que puede matar o lo que fuera que haga. Pero es una cualidad del alma pura continua, la bendición. Esta es la cualidad, la bendición, la dicha. Entonces, en esta dicha no hay dolor, el dolor se desvanece. Es lo mismo que el fuego frente al hielo para. Y eso es el alma pura. Cuando vemos que algo lastima a alguien o a mi ser o a Patricia, no nos gusta el dolor ni adentro ni afuera.
You see, in other words, and it's not in here in this satsang, in other words, in the Gnani, we were this before the Gnani. In the Gnani, Dadashri separates the I from the my. My is Rosie, Marcella, Laura, you see. And in the Gnanvidhi, Dadashri makes us the one who is separated absolutely and completely with the dvesh. With the means without, dvesh means abhorrence, you see. And so the one, Amapura, or the one who says, so Amapura, SaiyamAll, who Vishuddhatma cho, has zero dvesh, has zero abhorrence, you see. He does not. And therefore, you cannot tolerate any form of dvesh. Dvesh is a spectrum of, on one side, dislike, I dislike it, all the way to hate, absolute hate. You see, I hate her, I hate him, I hate those people. You see, so that is the spectrum of hate, abhorrence. And that does not exist in any one of us after the Gnani Vidhi now, you see.
Yes. Yes. Antes del Nanditi estaba mezclado el alma pura y el archivo 1, el file 1. En el Nanditi esa mezcla se separa y se separa absolutamente, ¿no? Del file 1 del alma pura. Y tenemos la experiencia de ser alma pura, Vishuddhatma. Y en esto, y aquí es donde nos volvemos Vitaduish, que quiere decir sin aversión. Y la aversión tiene un amplio espectro del odio, de la aversión. Y esto ya no existe luego del Gandhidi.
You understand, Sandra? So, Sandra may like or dislike it, whatever has happened. But you, the one who says, Saiyamapura, no way you can like what the painful things or hurtful things that are happening. You don't like it inside, you see. And you do not like it forever. In other words, that part does not exist within you. So you don't really go there. You don't enter into something that is painful, you see. You don't go there. You don't become tanmayakar in it, you see. You cannot, because you can only become tanmaya. You can only...
You can only come with tanmayakar.
You can only, I'm sorry, you can only become tanmayakar in that which you like and that which you're interested in, you see. You cannot become tanmayakar in that which is hurtful to you and causes you pain, can you? You get some bad news, you try to cover it up by, doing something else, you see, you think of something painful to you or your loved ones, immediately you don't go there. You say you don't want to think about it,
Yes.
And even people even people who do not have the Gnanvidhi, they avoid painful things, you see. Painful things, they mentally avoid it or suppress it. We don't suppress it, we know it. We continue to see the painful things and the pleasant things, you see.
Yes. Puede gustarte o no, pero todo lo que suceda te puede gustar o puede no gustarte, pero el alma pura no le gusta ver herir, molestar, estás en este tanmayakar, en lo que te gusta. Por ejemplo, si hay malas noticias, lo cubres, no quieres pensar en eso, ni quieres herir ni lastimar. Incluso las personas que no han tomado el Gnanvideh tratan de suprimir o evitar todo lo que hiere. Ellos lo suprimen, nosotros lo observamos.
Yeah, right. The people of the world, people who do not have the Gnanvidhi, when they experience something painful, and they either run to the doctor if it's their body, if it's in their mind, they continue to suffer, you see, and they blame others. They try to run away from it. They pop pills, you see, or they drink alcohol, or they enter into other avenues of pleasure. They run away. They run towards pleasure. More, where is the pleasure, and try to avoid that which is painful. Whereas Mahatmas, No running around, no running away. We are in Saiyam. We remain separate. You see, we remain separate. We don't enter into it. Because we don't enter into it, we can see it as it is. We see it. And it goes away. You see, it goes away. Right, Rosie?
Bueno, nosotros, los que no tienen el Gnani experimentan algo, por ejemplo, que no les gusta, les molesta, los puede hacer sufrir en el cuerpo y entonces van corriendo al doctor. O puede ser que suceda algo en sus mentes y para evitarlo culpan a otro, toman pastillas, alcohol, algo que les cause placer, que les permita evitar pensar, tener en su mente eso que los hiere. Pero los Mahatmas no lo evitan porque estamos separados en Saiyam. Y no entramos, lo vemos como es. Y cuando vemos como es, entonces desaparece, se va.
It is another. Okay, all right, Sandra, do you understand? I gave you multiple explanations, but the shortest explanation is Vishuddhatma Bhagwan, the Lord inside that is awakened, does not like it means it is a sign of separation. It is a sign of separation. Like and dislike is not with reference to relative experiences, you see, but it is a sign, it's an exact sign of separation that now, no matter what happens, you're not going to move around, like the old Sandra, oh, who did it? Why is this happening? What, me? No. You see, now there is this absolute stillness and blissful state of Saiyam. Saiyam, you see.
Yes. Ahora el Lord está adentro y cuando decimos que algo no nos gusta, esa es señal de la separación. Pero ya no damos vuelta alrededor de eso como antes y no nos involucramos. Estamos en quietud y dicha.
Yeah. Okay, so let's take a 10-minute break and then we will be back, with some more beautiful satsang, with
Yes.
Dada. All right. Yeah.
Volvemos en 10 minutos después de un recreo. Thank you, Shuddha.
Thank you, Patricia and dear Marcella.
Gracias, Shuddha.
Gracias, Shuddha. Gracias.
Jai Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand. Continue.
Continuamos.
Yeah, now the next heading. Okay, the next heading is the opportunity for Saiyam, the advent and opportunity of Saiyam. Okay, now this is the advent, the Saiyam opportunity or advent will arise, yes, it will come. And so let us see what that is all about. Saiyam no Avsar, it's called. Now, Saiyam.
El próximo título es Advenimiento y oportunidad de Saiyam.
The questioner is now asking, if somebody hurls or throws a curse, you see, stupido, and at that time, if one remains the knower and seer, but looks like there is some kind of a veil over the mind. What is that called? All right. It's a kind of a complex question, but the mind, to have a veil over the mind, to have a curtain over the mind means the mind is, mind is not clear at that time when somebody curses. You see, you are remaining knower seer of that, but there is a veil over the mind. What is that? And now, okay. So, questioner, did you?
Pregunta a él, la persona que interroga dice que si alguien maldice o dice estúpido y uno permanece en el conocedor y observador y también ve una clase de velo en la mente, que la mente no está clara totalmente, ¿qué es eso?
All right. So, this is like when I say Marcella, when I say GED, it means Gnata Drashta. Gnata means knower, and Drashta means seer. So I just to kind of to give. I'm writing this down so that I don't have to type it, again and again. GD means Gnata Drashta. So
GD para Marcela significa Gnata Drashta. Gnata es el conocedor y Drashta es el observador. Y pone las letras para no tener que estar escribiéndolo todo el tiempo.
Thank you. So, Dadashri said, to remain the knower and seer, Gnata Drashta, that indeed is called Saiyam. You see, to remain the knower seer, to remain the knower seer. You see, to remain the knower seer, is indeed called Saiyam. You see, So, when Dadashri says, to take it up in the mind, somebody says stupido, and your mind now picks it up. Your mind picks it up And that's what the guy means by there is a veil over the mind. You know, somebody says, Gonzalo, stupido. The mind picks it up. You see, first it's the mind that picks it up. And then the intellect reacts with it. He says, he told me stupido. How can he say that? Okay. And so then the whole disturbance starts. But Dadashri says, don't take it in the mind. Don't, because if you do take it in the mind, then you are missing the opportunity of Saiyam.
Le preguntan, Dada dice, permanece en el conocedor y el observador, eso es Saiyam. Y también dice, la mente recoge el insulto, el estúpido, cuando te dicen estúpido, y el intelecto reacciona. ¿Cómo pudo decir esto? Y comienza la molestia. Entonces Dada dice que no lo mantengas, no lo recojas en la mente.
Yeah, okay.
Porque ahí sales de Saiyam.
So the questioner says, so I do not have to take it in the mind. Does that mean I should not have any kind of an effect? There should be no effect. If, the question says, not taking up in the mind, does it mean there should be no effect, Dada?
Le pregunta, entonces, no recogerlo y no recogerlo con la mente, entonces no habrá efecto, Dada.
Okay, this is important. There should be no effect, Dada. Somebody says, stupido, get out. What are you doing here? Useless, etc., whatever, At that time, Dada, not taking up in the mind versus taking up in the mind. If you don't take up in the mind, does it mean there should be no effect? Asar?
Le pregunta, no recoger con la mente, entonces no habrá efectos. Si la otra persona dice estúpido y yo no respondo, y no responder, entonces no habrá efecto.
Have the studied. The other she says it's like this. Very few human beings have the capacity out of a lot of practice and lifelong study or whatever they have brought from previous life. Very few human beings have the ability not to take it up in the mind, you see.
Dada le responde, muy pocos seres humanos tienen la capacidad o la habilidad de no recogerlo en la mente. Puede ser que tengan mucha práctica, mucho camino, o lo hayan traído de la vida, de otra vida. Muy pocos tienen la capacidad de no recogerlo en la mente.
Studied experience of not taking up in the mind, you see.
Por estudios o por lo que sea, no tenerlos en la mente.
Inside, the mind has become blunt. Blunt means non-receptive, you see, non-receptive. Inside it has become anesthetized, blunt, insensitive, does not respond. It could be due to, either it could be due to so many factors. You could be, you don't care, you see, or, the mind has become blunt. It is not sharp now, you see, not sharp and sensitive. What it does is some people, the people say, I don't care. It's like the politicians. Their mind is blunt. People say all kinds of things about them. They don't care, you know.
Cuando está dentro de la mente, estas personas que tienen la capacidad de no mantenerlo dentro de la mente, por estudios, porque lo trajeron, por lo que sea, tienen una mente que no es receptiva. La mente no receptiva es como que no les importa. La mente ya no está filosa ni abierta a recibir eso. Es como los políticos, digan lo que digan de ellos, no les importa.
You know, otherwise, let us say most people have good mind. Good mind means not blunt, you see. And for those human beings who have a good mind, like each one of us, you see, the mind, it is not possible not to take it on the mind. You know, our mind will receive this, just as the mind receives, oh, Patricia, you're such a lovely, nice lady, you know, you're so kind, you know, or somebody says, Patricia, no good, you know, oh, leave her alone, I don't want anything to do with you. Mind will receive it. To take it up in the mind means the mind will receive this compliment or criticism. The mind will, you see.
De otra manera, nosotros, por ejemplo, tenemos una buena mente, ¿no? Como nosotros. Entonces, es como que no nos afecta. Pero, por ejemplo, si alguien dice, Patricia, eres buena, o no eres buena, o no sirves, la mente lo va a recibir.
So Dada says it is not possible for most human beings not to receive it in their mind, you see.
Muy pocas personas son las que no pueden recibirlos en su mente.
You see, now. So that is the thing. It automatically happens. The moment says stupido, or the moment you hear an insult, the mind will take it up. The mind does take it up, okay? Pick it up, you see? And even if you do not want to take it up in the mind, somebody says, ignore him. People around you will say, ignore him or her, you see? But you know, the mind, as long as it comes inside through your ears, even if you're walking away, you keep on hearing. The mind has picked it all up. The mind picks it all up, you see.
Yes. No es posible evitar recibirlo, la mente siempre lo toma. Alguien puede decir ignóralo, pero la mente siempre toma todo.
Even if you do not want to take it up, you do not want to receive it, the mind will pick it up, you see. This is important. The mind will pick it up. You cannot train your mind, you see. Oh, I'm going to ignore it. This is nothing for me. This is nothing for me. You know, that Dada says that is not the way. You see, the mind will pick it up. It's not under your control, you see.
Yes. Aunque quieras recibirlo, la mente sí lo hará. Podrás decirte a ti mismo, yo lo ignoraré, no me importará. Pero no está bajo tu control, la mente lo tomará igual.
So then...
I have a question. I have a question, Shuddha. Yes, my mind knows what is happening. Maybe I like it or not, but I know I don't know if I do it ever. It always happens, but I know that what happens is a discharge.
No, you don't. You only know that afterwards. You know?
Yes, yeah. I pick it up. The mind pick it up, but then oh, it's a discharge. Maybe my face changed, but
Yeah.
yes, it's a discharge.
Good, yes. Well, that means the Gnani is in operation, you see. That means you are in Saiyam. You know, if Patricia may say, get lost, who are you? You know, Patricia may even react. Patricia may even come into fights with that person. But you inside, you do not like it, and therefore you are in Saiyam.
Yes. Even happens some things in last year, and I really don't want to see the people suffering. I don't like, and I know that it is what it is, but I don't like that, and cause me suffering, and and then
it should not cause you any suffering if this satsang enters into you exactly. You see, causing it to suffer, it means you are now in the field and the territory of you're in the field of the sufferer.
Yes, I experienced that. Nada, le pregunté, Shuddha dijo que bueno, que aunque no quieras recibirlo, la mente sí lo recibe, aunque digas que lo quieres ignorar, esto no está bajo tu control. Y después le pregunté que muchas veces pasa que sí, que puedo ver que mi mente recoge lo que sucede, pero lo puedo ver. Y Sudha dice, bueno, puede ser que hasta tal vez que lo vea, que reaccione o que pelee, pero que estoy en Saiyam porque lo puedo ver.
So now continuing, you see, continuing, what Dadashri is saying is, you know, Dadashri now describes all of these things that the mind will do, right? The mind will take it up. The mind of Herman will take it up. Somebody says something hurtful to Herman, Herman's mind will pick it up. But now, Dadashri says, when at that time there is the opportunity and the advent, it's a new opportunity and advent of Saiyam, you see. And that is very precious. The opportunity for Saiyam is very precious, you see.
Yes. Dada dice, los veleos de la mente van a recoger. Y Dada dice, en ese momento es la oportunidad del advenimiento del Saiyam, y eso es muy preciado.
You see, you heard Dadashri says, take the opportunity of Saiyam at that time. It is very precious. And not only that, you have now become Shuddhatma, pure soul. You are now awakened and aware, Jagrut. And therefore, Saiyam can happen. Without the awakening, Saiyam is impossible, you see. So you have become pure soul, you have become awake, and therefore take the opportunity of Saiyam. This is the opportunity. When somebody says, stupido Herman, Gonzalo, Etelvina, get out. That is the opportunity for Saiyam. Take that. It's very precious. It is very valuable. Very, very valuable. Take that opportunity, you see. And that you can be in Saiyam at that time, you see. Otherwise, it is not possible.
Dada dice, en ese momento que venga el insulto, que venga lo que suceda, toma la oportunidad del advenimiento de Saiyam. Es muy preciado. Y ahora eres Shuddhatma, el Jagruti, y el Saiyam sucede. Y sin despertar no es posible el Saiyam. Cuando alguien te insulta, esa es la oportunidad, esa es la valiosa oportunidad. Toma la oportunidad y estás en Saiyam.
Dadashri says, if there is no awareness of who am I, then Saiyam is not possible. You see? Saiyam cannot even arise if you do not know who you are.
Yes. Sin saber quién soy, no puede surgir Saiyam. Sin saber quién soy, no existe la posibilidad de Saiyam.
Yeah, so if you do not know who you are, Saiyam can not arise, you see.
Sin saber quién eres, no puede surgir
At the
la
most,
posibilidad de
at the most, people of the world, at the most, in a very few, people of the world will not take it in their mind, will not receive it in their mind. You know, they train their mind, or their mind is blunt. They don't care, you see.
La mayoría de las personas en el mundo van a recoger esto con la mente, salvo unas pocas personas no lo van a recoger.
Okay, it's very, very clear to us the beauty of this is the fantastic opportunity of something most precious.
Esta es la fantástica.
The most precious, 99% of the time, most precious is something that will arise, will happen, you see. The most precious, 99% of the time, you're walking around in your world in Argentina, nobody says anything for you, nothing horrible, nothing hurtful happens to you through words, you see. Or through the mind or body, you see, nothing happens to you. But when it happens, it's like a lightning or very fast. And at that time, you can take the opportunity of being in Saiyam, you see, and that is the essence of Agna 4, equanimity. Be who you are. Be who you are. Do not enter into the disturbance. Be the self, you see. Be the self. Be the self.
El 99%, esto, el Saiyam es lo más preciado y 99% de las veces estamos por el mundo caminando y nada sucede. Pero cuando aparece ese 1% donde algo sucede, esa es la oportunidad de Saiyam y de permanecer en el Agna 4 y permanecer en ecuanimidad.
Okay. This is Dadashri says, taking the opportunity for Saiyam. Taking the opportunity for Saiyam has been moved into the agna of the Gnani Purush Dadashri after the Gnani now, you see. Yeah. You're very hungry in the morning, you know, and you have to go for an important appointment, and and your good wife tells you, come in 15 minutes or half an hour, come in 15 minutes and I'll have something ready for you, hot meal ready for you. And as you walk into the kitchen all dressed up, you know, she's picking up the soup, kadhi, you know, she's picking it up hot, and it spills and it goes all over the floor, you see. So at that time is the opportunity for Saiyam. I hope you're not burnt, my dear, you know. Just give me a simple sandwich, you know. Make me a simple sandwich, I will have that, and then I'll go, and then when I come back in the evening, we can have a nice warm meal, you know. This is the opportunity for Saiyam that is utilized.
Sí, Dada dice, tienes la oportunidad del Saiyam. El Saiyam fue llevado al Agna de Dadashri. Y por ejemplo, por la mañana estás hambriento y tienes que irte a una reunión y tu esposa te dice, cámbiate y yo te preparé, en 15 minutos te prepararé una sopa caliente. Cuando la tomas, se cae al piso. Y esa es la oportunidad para Saiyam. La esposa le dice, espero que no te hayas quemado, y le da un sándwich. Y le dice, por la tarde, cuando vengas tendrás una comida lista.
You see, there is the combination of this entire Vignan in operation, you see. The Vignan in operation, eva samapura, you see. The Vignan in operation is associated with Saiyam, you see. It's associated with the science of separation, you see, the science of separation. It has nothing to do with what is happening in relative worldly interactions. It, in other words, is not connected. It is connected, but it has no real give and take with what is happening. You see, it used to have a serious give and take before the Gnanvidi. You do this, you know, serious give and take. Now it has really got nothing to do with it. It's just a matter of allowing it to let the file settle with equanimity. You see, this is a very critical point in extracting ourselves completely from our file interactions, you see, from our file interactions. In any file interaction, something or the other will arise that will create a spark, light and match, you know, all kinds of stuff, but no more. We say no more. All of us are saying no more.
La combinación del Vignan operando es Saiyam, y es la ciencia de la separación. Y no tiene nada de tomar y recibir como antes del Gnanvidi, con todo lo que sucede alrededor nuestro. Es permitir que el archivo, el file, se resuelva con ecuanimidad. Es un punto crucial en las interacciones con los archivos, con los files, y para no crear más chispas ni conflictos. no más conflictos.
So this is very much related now to Agna 4. You know, this gives you more details about Agna 4. It is not happening to you, the awakened one, anymore. So you can be aware of the mind taking it up, but you continue seeing that the mind has taken it up, but the mind, it will not proceed from the mind level into anything else in the antakaran, won't go to the intellect. It will not go to the intellect as long as you are seeing it. If you can see it as Swayamapura, intellect shuts up, you see. So the mind, it's just the mind takes it up, but the mind does not get disturbed. If the mind does not light the match, to create a chain reaction inside and outside, you see.
Esto da más detalles sobre el Agna 4, de que no te sucede a ti, que tú eres el conocedor, que la mente recoge, pero tú ves que la mente lo recoge, entonces no va hacia el intelecto y hace que la mente se calle, porque lo ves desde el alma pura. Y la mente entonces ya no funciona como un fósforo que enciende el fuego.
So Dadashri says, now we are moving further into this next heading, which is called It is all Saiyam. It is all this is Saiyam. So this is another paragraph that Dadashri is speaking about, in just simply saying things, words, in which there is no question. Dadashri gives it and explains it, you see. So Dadashri says, what happens to the world otherwise, the rest of the world, when they hear a curse, stupido, etc.? What happens to them? What happens to the rest of the world? Not Gnanvidhi, but what happens to the rest of the world when they hear a very hurtful curse? But,
El próximo título es Todo es Saiyam. Entonces Dada dice, ¿qué le sucede al mundo cuando escucha insultos?
And Dadashri replies, Raudra Dhyan arises. Raudra Dhyan arises. And what happens to you? Dadashri says, what happens to you all? You know, all the Mahatmas in Argentina, Spain, Chile, etc. What happens to all of you when you hear an insult? Dadashri is asking.
Yes. Dada dice, cuando le preguntó, ¿no? ¿Qué le sucede al mundo cuando escucha insultos? Y Dada dice, Rura Dram sucede.
Raudra
y la
Dhyan.
pregunta
Yeah.
es, ¿qué le sucede a los Mahatmas del mundo cuando oyen insultos?
Dhyan means the natural state of meditation. You see, the natural state of what awareness of what is happening. Natural awareness of what is happening. That is the exact meaning of dhyan, you see. The awareness of what is happening is called dhyan. Meditation.
Dhyan es meditación, es el natural conocimiento de lo que sucede,
You
de lo
know,
que está sucediendo.
somebody in ignorance, somebody is, as long as he's not doing anything, he's sitting quietly, this and that, his inner meditation, he is in a state of neutral or attachment or abhorrence, so he is not disturbed, but somebody says stupid, or he becomes, he just lights up, angry, violently angry, hurtful. And so that's called Raudra Dhyan. Raudra Dhyan is that kind of meditation which burns the self. It burns the self and it burns others too. It creates reactions, you see. Most human beings are fine if they're left alone, but then something happens and they just... So either they are in Raudra Dhyan, or if they are burning inside only, one-sided burning is called Artha Dhyan.
Lo que decía Shuddha es, por ejemplo, si, Diane es una persona, alguien que está sentado, está neutral, sin apego, sin aversión, es una persona que no se molesta cuando escucha un insulto. Y estos insultos en una persona que no está en ese estado, lo que crea es fuego.
You see, so Dadashri says, for the people of the world, they will develop Raudra Dhyan. You see, they become angry and upset. And what happens to you all in this satsang? Saiyam Parinam, Saiyam results. You see, in other words, and continuous Saiyam Parinam. This is in Dada's definition. Continuous Saiyam Parinam means no Artha, no Raudra Dhyan, neither internal burning, nor are you causing, nor is anything happening through file 1 which burns others. So continuous, so absence of these two, absence of Artha Dhyan and Raudra Dhyan, results in Saiyam Parinam inside, Eva Samapura, and that is the cause of final liberation. Saiyam Parinam, absence of Artha and Raudra Dhyan, absence of negative internal meditations is the cause for final liberation. So we are liberated, we are Amapuras, but this is the catalyst, this is what will take us to moksha, will take us to final moksha.
Yes. Saiyam Parinam. Parinam es efecto, ¿no? Y el efecto de Saiyam es no hay fuego interno, no quema, estás en ausencia de resultados negativos y estás en estado de alma pura, sin efecto. Y esta es la causa principal que nos lleva a la liberación final, que nos lleva a moksha. Al final, la causa al final de moksha.
She says you're traveling in a busy train, a very busy train, like the trains in India, everybody fighting for a seat, you see. And if somebody aggravates you or lights a match under your bottom, somebody instigates you, when then you settle with equanimity. No, you settle it with equanimity, you see. I mean, Luz or Arman, if they are in that training, if it happens to them, they might even say something, all right? Arman may say something, but, say something, oh, please leave us alone or something like that. But inside, you are Jnana 4, you remain in equanimity, and therefore that incident, that file that has arisen with somebody bothering you, you are remaining in Saiyam. You are not complaining about him, you're just leaving him alone, You don't have to ignore him. You don't have to stop listening to him because you can't. He just keeps on doing it. But inside, you're taking the opportunity for Saiyam. You're collecting something very precious and valuable inside. Very precious and valuable.
Dice que, por ejemplo, si viajas en un tren que está lleno y alguien te agrede, y tú puedes resolverlo con ecuanimidad. Por ejemplo, imaginemos que Luz y Germán van en ese tren y pueden llegar a decirles algo a ellos, y ellos pueden también decir algo, pero dentro de ellos eres alma, Agna 4, permaneces en el Agna 4, permaneces en Saiyam. No tienes que ignorarlo, pero sí tienes la oportunidad de Saiyam.
You are in Agna 4. You see, this is, you are settling the file with because you don't say, oh, the file has arisen, oh, file has come. Yeah. You just be who you are. You remain as the Amapura. You remain the knower of what is happening to Armani inside, you see. You remain rock steady, and that will help Arman calm down, and the disturbance will settle down, you see, without exciting or provoking any further violence, you see.
Yes. Por ejemplo, no vamos diciendo, oh, vino un file, tú permaneces siendo quien eres alma pura y eres el conocedor, y permaneces sólido y alerta como una roca en estado de alerta, y la molestia se limpiará sin ninguna clase, por sí sola, sin ninguna clase de violencia.
You see, Dadashri says you are separate and Chandu, Arman, is separate, you see. Now, it's quite more, usually Arman may not say anything. And even if Arman says something, in reaction, there is no violent intent in the words of Arman in front of all those people, because the train is crowded. Therefore, even if Arman reacts and says something, you are in Saiyam. You see, Arman may even react and say, oh, please, whatever Arman says, there is no violent intent. he has, so therefore you are in Saiyam.
Dada dice, tú estás separado, Chandu está separado. En realidad Germán no va diciendo tú estás separado, Germán está separado. Él no dice nada y tal vez sí reacciona. No hay ninguna reacción violenta en su reacción. No hay ninguna intención violenta en su reacción. Él está en Saiyam.
That means, and therefore, you, Amapura, are in Saiyam, you see, in Saiyam. This is, so the remaining in Agna, Dadashri says, remaining, because you remain in the Agna of Dada. You remain in the Agna of Dada, and also at the same time, our man might do pratikraman. The moment that man starts speaking, all kind of stuff to you, and while Luz is sitting with you in the train too, you start, Arman starts doing pratikraman, oh, Amapura inside that person, please give him some peace, that other person, let him be at peace. And for this that has happened, for whatever reasons this is happening because of past life causes, please forgive me, it's my fault. That's it. Inside you are talking, Arman is talking to the Amapura of that person, and you are in Saiyam, you are in the self, you are the self. And you have taken this valuable golden opportunity to take up this priceless Saiyam some more, you see. Your energies as the Amapura will increase even more. It will increase much, much more, you see.
Yes. Por ejemplo, tú eres alma pura y esto es estar en Saiyam, cuando no hay intención de violencia. Y Dada dice que permanecer en el Agna de Dada, y volviendo al ejemplo de Germán y Luz, y que Germán por ahí contestó o no, dice permanecer en el Agna de Dada, y Germán hace practikraman con Luz sentada junto a él. Entonces dices, oh alma pura en esa persona, dale paz. Y por esto que sucedió, por causa de vidas pasadas, esta es mi falta. Entonces tú eres el ser y tomaste esta maravillosa oportunidad de oro de Saiyam, y todas tus energías crecerán y aumentarán.
And he says, all of this continues throughout the day. Throughout the day, I mean, the day begins when you open your eyes, and the first thing that comes to you is Samapura. Let no one be hurt through this mind, speech, and body. You see? And then, whoever you meet, you see their Amapuras, And then disturbances will arise. Somebody will throw a stone in your pond. You see, you're quiet, there is no Artha Dhyan, no Raudra Dhyan, there is no disturbance inside, file 1. But something will happen, some evidence will arise, and it may be from outside or from, elsewhere, and the disturbance happens. And that is when there is the opportunity for Saiyam. You see?
Yes. permanecer sorry. Esto continúa así por días, y a la mañana cuando abres los ojos, pides que nadie sea herida por mi mente, cuerpo o habla. Y estarás tranquilo hasta que algo sucederá, y tal vez alguien tirará una piedra en tu lago y la molestia surgirá, pero también surgirá la posibilidad de Saiyam.
Yeah. And a very beautiful word. Saiyam is a very beautiful word. Yes, it's Saiyam. Therefore, arises in conjunction with our worldly interactions. Yes, we are Amapuras, but we have to interact with the world of ours. Our world, each one of us is different. It's file one and file one's life, file one's problems, all of this is so in the worldly interaction. This thing is now the exact key that our dearest Dada is giving us by explaining to us the absolutely precious value of these moments that will arise in front of us, Elsewhere it is called the opportunity for penance or tap, but Saiyam is higher than tap. Saiyam is higher than tap, like penance. Saiyam means, oops, it's over. Saiyam means, if you catch it, at the exact time, then it's very beautiful, and that is something that now we have to take. We have to, next time it happens, because most of these insults, most of these problem kind of things, most of these difficulties arise through palabras, through words only,
Yes.
It's not through bombs and through, somebody locking you up and all of those kind of stuff. It is through, human interaction, If there is a conversation going on, if 5, 6 of you are talking, you don't like to listen to it, don't say, I do not like to listen to it. Take the opportunity for Saiyam. You are in Saiyam, that is why you don't like to listen to it, but now take the opportunity for Saiyam and start seeing Shuddhatmas, pure souls in each one of them,
Yes. Saiyam surge en nuestras interacciones mundanas, y es la exacta llave que Dada nos da para la oportunidad de Saiyam. Y Saiyam es más que la penitencia. Y si puedes tomar en el momento exacto, en el momento exacto lo que está sucediendo, es hermoso. Y por lo general en nuestras interacciones mundanas surgen las molestias a través de la palabra. No es que alguien tenga que encerrarte o tirarte una bomba, ¿no? Por ahí hay 5 o 6 personas que están reunidas y están hablando y no quieres escuchar, no digas no quiero escuchar, elige la oportunidad de Saiyam y míralos a cada uno, esa alma pura en cada uno de todos ustedes. Y ahí, Saiyam.
Yes, there's a very beautiful pad, a song by Kaviraj, along these lines. Upjave Saiyam Parinam. It's the focus is on Saiyam Parinam, Hajar, Thayo. Oh, okay. I'm just going to sing these lines a little bit and then I'll explain to you. Because
hay una canción muy hermosa de Kaviraj que está enfocado en Saiyam Parinam. Y ahora Shuddha va a cantar un poquito y nos va a explicar después.
Saiyam Parinam, you all know now. Saiyam Parinam means the result of Saiyam, you see. And the Upjave means something brings forth more result of Saiyam. Something brings more Saiyam, you see. And Saiyam effects. There are effects of Saiyam, and then there are effects of Asayam. Asayam means to enter into Ragdvesh. Asayam means to enter into the world of Kashais, Kashais, that's Asayam. And Saiyam Parinam means even no matter what is happening outside, there is no Kashai. It's there is no disturbance and there is more energy of the self. There is more energy of the self, you see. So, Saiyam Parinam, okay?
Saiyam Parinam es el efecto de Saiyam. Después dice, es algo que trae más Saiyam y el Saiyam efectos de Saiyam. Y el Saiyam es entrar en el mundo de los Kashais. Y lo que sea que suceda es...
Okay, so now I'm just giving you a little bit of the words shok. Shok is grief, you see. Harsh is harsh. Harsh is harsh is harsh. Harsh means joy and pleasures, pleasure feelings, you see. You're feeling great, you see, that's called harsh, you see, harsh. And then shok is grief. When somebody dies, it's a shok is grief, you see. So, these are the two human states, harsh and shok. These are the two human states. One gives you a lot of pleasure and joy, and the other one just makes you so depressed and, miserable, like a very bad news. So this is the two human conditions, right? So now the song essentially goes, and vache means in between. And hajar means is present. So it's essentially, the lines are that in between these unfolding of either the joy or the depression, that which presents between these two, that which arises between these two, that Gnan that arises between these two, that Gnan that arises between joy and misery, pain, you see, pleasure and pain, that Gnan that which arises between pleasure and pain manifests Saiyam Parinam. In other words, that Gnan results, it makes the Saiyam Parinam blossom, you see.
Yes. Acá estaba traduciendo unas palabras harsh, shock, que es placer, y hatra, que es miseria. Y en el medio surge la presencia de lo que sucede, ¿no? Y entre la alegría y la miseria, el placer y el dolor, surge el Nan, florece el Saiyam Parinam.
Okay. So I am going to now give you the now I'm just going to sing these 4 lines, and then later on you can look up this pad of Kaviraj. It's online, available also on our FM radios at Dada Bhagwan. Okay, but anyway, later on I can, if I find it, I will give you the exact link. So I'm just going to sing these lines because it's very beautiful and it is very appropriate right now for this satsang. And Kaviraj, our dear Kaviraj, used to sing this often in Dada's satsangs, you see, when Dada's actual live satsangs.
Nos va a pasar más tarde el link de esta canción que Kaviraj escribió y que cantaba en presencia de los satsang de Dada.
Upjave Saiyam Parinam. Upjave Saiyam Parinam. Harshane Shokani, Harshane Shokani, Harshane Shokani Vache, Harshane Shokani Vache, Hajar Thayun tej Gnan Upjave Saiyam Parinam. Upjave Saiyam Parinam. Harshane Shokani Vache, Hajar Thayun tej Gnan Upjave Saiyam Parinam. Upjave Saiyam Parinam. He does write very many other lines which are very beautiful, and someday, the translation is available in English if we look for it. Okay. Jai Sachidanand. I think our time, we'll take break now, huh? And until the next satsang, huh? Shuddhatma Bhagwan, all of you.
Thank you. Very
Jai
beautiful.
Sachidanand.
Jai
Yeah.
Sachidanand Shuddha.
Jai
Thank you,
Gracias,
Maharaj.
Sudha.
Jai Sachidanand. Yeah, let.
Jai Sachidanand.
Yes.
Jai Sachidanand a todos. Gracias, Pati.
Sachidanand Pati.
Yeah, right. Jai Sachidanand.
Sachidananda.
Jai
Gracias.
Sachidanand.
Gracias, Patri.
Patri and Cristian, who is also doing the Satsang, the translations in the last half, as well as our dear Marcella. Highest namaskars to all of you. This is
Jai
magnificent.
Sachidanand
May the Saiyam Parinam continue for all of us. Huh? May we take the valuable opportunity of Saiyam. Jai Sachidanand. Okay, all right.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Abrazos para todos. Chao,
Carlos
chao.
le dejó sus saludos.